Afternoon all. So I put a video on earlier on today talking about the disgusting case that was revealed yesterday of the two Afghani illegal migrants that had dragged the 15-year-old girl into the park and viciously sexually assaulted her. And I had the usual suspects make a few comments on some of my posts saying you can't demonise an entire group of people, these are isolated incidents. You must be aware that the vast majority of people that are sexually assaulted and raped in the UK are done so by British men, by white men, etc., etc. All of those things may well be true. But I'm going to counter the argument that these are isolated incidents, because they're not isolated incidents. I did some digging on AI yesterday and I went into two different AIs and I specifically said to them, can you come up with all confirmed cases of sexual assaults, rapes, murders or serious violent attacks, i.e. stabbings and knifings, committed by illegal immigrants / asylum seekers that have arrived in the last 18 months. I'm going to put the bins on to read you this list and I'm going to go through it at speed because this is a very, very long list. This is just in the last 18 months, so apologies for this. Rapula Ahmadzi, Afghan, convicted of raping a 17-year-old vulnerable teenager, October 25 in Elgin in Scotland, an illegal migrant. Zayed Alanzi from Kuwait, charged with sexual assault incident in April 28 in Hull, East Riding, an illegal migrant. Abdullah Ahmadi, an Iranian Kurd, charged with 2 counts of rape. October the 5th, 25 in Brighton in East Sussex, a small boat arrival, asylum case pending. Karin Al-Danasut, Egyptian, 2 counts of rape. Again, 5th of October, probably the same incident, 25 in Brighton. Small boat arrival, asylum case pending. Ibrahim Al-Saif, Egyptian. Again, 2 counts of rape. Same incident, October the 5th, 2025 in Brighton. Small boat arrival, asylum case pending. The claim had actually been rejected the day before the incident in his case. Mustafa El-Bowi, Egyptian, convicted of raping a woman twice after threatening her via a translation app. October 25 in Charing Cross, London, a failed asylum seeker. Kamran Khan, a Pakistani man convicted of raping and sexually assaulting an 8-year-old girl twice, forcing her to watch other sexual activity. September 24 through to July 25 in Lambeth, an illegal migrant. Abdul Rahman Adnan Abuela, Egyptian, convicted of raping a woman in Hyde Park after luring her to a secluded spot. November 24. This was in Hyde Park in London, an illegal migrant who had arrived on a small boat. Taha Dawersh, a Libyan, charged with sexually assaulting a schoolgirl by grabbing her. September 25 in Crewe in Cheshire, again an illegal migrant, and his asylum had been rejected but he was appealing it. Tadi Al-Maheya, an Ethiopian charged with sexually assaulting a woman, reported in September 25 in Didsbury, Greater Manchester, an illegal migrant. Habi Kadaraxman Nur, Somali, convicted of stabbing a man through the heart with a knife. The restaurant owner Govinder Singh Jahal, standing in a bank in Derby, Derbyshire, an illegal migrant, small boat arrival. Asylum appeal had been rejected hours before he committed the crime. Sheraz Malek, a Pakistani / Afghan, convicted of 3 counts of rape, possession of cannabis. June 29th, Sutton in Ashfield, Nottinghamshire, an illegal migrant. Deng Chol Majek, this is a recent one you would have seen in the news. Sudanese man convicted of stabbing a woman 23 times with a screwdriver. This was Rhiannon White, who worked in an asylum hotel. This was in Walsall in the West Midlands, an illegal migrant, small boat arrival. Hadush Gebrselassie Kabautu, an Ethiopian, convicted of sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl and a woman, sentenced to 12 months but was mistakenly released. He was the man wandering the grounds outside Chelmsford Prison. Do you remember? Again, illegal migrant, small boat arrival. Qais Al-Aswad, Syrian, convicted of sexually assaulting 3 women. He avoided imprisonment somehow. This was in Hawley, Surrey, an illegal migrant. Fawaz Al-Samu, a Syrian, charged with sexually assaulting a woman, strangling and assault under a railway bridge. This was in Cardiff in Glamorgan, October 25, an illegal migrant. Ibrahim Zouari, a Libyan, charged with chasing hotel staff with knives. The incident was in May 25 in Bournemouth, Dorset, again an illegal migrant. Amin Abedi Mofradi, an Iranian, convicted of raping and sexually assaulting a 15-year-old girl near a shopping centre. This was in Oxfordshire in November the 13th, 2025. An asylum seeker with his claim pending. Abdul Hamid, nationality unspecified, convicted of raping a woman twice after climbing through her window. This was in Swindon in December 24, an illegal migrant. Abdul Wamal Ibrahim Adam, Sudanese, charged with attempted kidnapping of a 17-year-old girl. Incident took place in March 25 in Swindon in Wiltshire. An illegal migrant had a prior conviction for illegal entry. Ahmad Mulakil, nationality unspecified but likely to be an Afghan, charged with 2 counts of raping a 12-year-old girl, August 25, Nuneaton, Warwickshire. Mohammed Kabir, nationality unspecified, likely to be Afghan, charged with aiding and abetting the rape of a girl under 13, kidnap and strangulation. Reported in August 25, this happened in Nuneaton, Warwickshire. This made the news a couple of weeks ago. Mohammed Wahid Mohammed, Syrian, convicted of raping a 12-year-old girl, July 25 in Handsworth in Birmingham, an illegal migrant. Eid Anwar Fatih Najjar, an Egyptian, convicted of rape and sexual assault, October 25 in York, North Yorkshire, a failed asylum seeker, illegal entrant into the country and dragged his victim from a nightclub. Sadiq Nizkad, an Afghan, convicted of raping a 15-year-old girl. This took place in Falkirk in Stirlingshire in June 25, an illegal migrant. Al-Najjar Amir Abdurrahim, a Gazan, charged with sexual communications with a 14-year-old girl attempting to meet her for sex, Stockton-on-Tees in County Durham, an illegal migrant. Rabi Nissi, nationality unspecified, convicted of attempted rape, assault by penetration, actual bodily harm, July 25 in Portsmouth, Hampshire, an illegal migrant staying in a hotel. Sahal Amiri, Afghan, charged with sexually assaulting 3 women, approaching and attempting to kiss them, November 25 in Southampton, entered the country illegally. Mohammed Akbari, an Iranian, charged with the rape of a vulnerable 17-year-old girl after luring her to bushes and providing her with alcohol. This was in June 2025 in Harmondsworth in West London. His asylum case is pending and he's in custody currently. Shafiullah Razuli, Afghan man, charged with 3 counts of sexual assault, groping women's breasts during takeaway deliveries. These incidents happened on July the 3rd and 26th in 2025 in Maidstone, Kent. He had overstayed his leave to remain and had a legal status in the country. Yusuf Ali Hamoud, Somali, convicted of serious assault, reported in September 25, Nuneaton in Warwickshire. An illegal migrant arrived 2 decades ago but has been stripped of his post-white right works, requested deportation and was he requested to fight deportation, claiming Somali was unsafe. An unnamed Sudanese man convicted of strangling and attempting to rape a woman in a nightclub toilet. Again, this was in 2025 in Wakefield, West Yorkshire. This list goes on, by the way. I could keep going. Then there are incidents that are reported without charges actually being brought yet because they're still under investigation. An unnamed Libyan migrant suspected of carrying out a knife attack that injured 3 people in Eastbourne, East Sussex. Again, a small boat arrival, arrested and undergoing further investigation. An unnamed asylum hotel resident, nationality unspecified, suspected of making violent threats intending to kill people hours before subsequently stabbing a man to death. The investigation is ongoing. There's another 8, 9 that I could read out who are legal migrants that have arrived in the last 5 years and then been granted legal status and then gone on to commit horrific crimes, e.g. Safi Dawood, the man who was convicted of murder who stabbed the dog walker just a few weeks ago. Do you remember him? Mohammed Abdullah, a Syrian, convicted of raping a 19-year-old girl in Bournemouth, Dorset. He had been granted leave to remain after a successful asylum claim. Ahmed Raza Khalafi, an Iranian, convicted of raping an 18-year-old woman and 6 other sexual offences, who had entered the country illegally and then been granted right to remain. And then finally, the 2 men yesterday, the Afghan men. My point here is, it's not an isolated incident. I'm sorry if that bored you. I'm sorry if it went on for 8.5 minutes. That's probably not an exhaustive list because I'm pretty sure that AI is not foolproof and doesn't capture every single case. That was dozens and dozens of cases. We have to put a stop to this. We can't be accepting it. And did you notice the common theme? All young men, all from about half a dozen to 8 countries. It's very simple. Just stop anyone coming in from any of those countries.